So, a Russian Orthodox Christian hockey player does not want to participate in his team's Pride Night festivities. I don't find it that odd. And it's kind of the thing with tolerance is that it has to go both ways, right? And that means if people want to participate, they participate. If they don't, they don't. And that should just be the end of it. But of course, there is this cult-like demand that it's not just that you just be fine with it. Like, hey, I don't care what people do. Personally, I think that somebody's sexuality is the least interesting thing about them. I hope you have a sense of humor. But it's not good enough just to say, I don't do your own thing. No, you have to be actively, hysterically supportive. There has to be a pride night at the hockey, as if that has anything to do with anything. And I don't find it that surprising that, an Orthodox Christian might not want to represent Pride Night. And I want to show you something. Here's a gay pride parade from 1970. These are a bunch of people who want equal rights and they didn't want to get beat up by the cops. This is a pride parade now. It's a little bit different, isn't it? And why is there a kid there? Here's something else that's included under the pride banner now. It's family-friendly, all-ages drag shows. Here's one from Dallas, Texas. Now, I remind you, this is all ages and children are at this. Again, there are children there. Now, if you criticize any of this, you will be labeled as anti-LGBTQ+. And I don't think that all the people that come with those letters had a vote on this. There's people that claim to represent all of them that have set this as the new standard. They are the ones who have included this under the umbrella of everything that needs to be celebrated just because. Now you've got a group like Gays Against Groomers, and they are a coalition of gay people who oppose the recent trend of indoctrinating and sexualizing kids under the guise of LGBTQIA+. And guess what? The media hates them and calls them, the Gays Against Groomers calls them anti-alphabet. But in any case, when you see what, like it or not, this is what Pride stands for now, I don't find it surprising that there are people who say, you know what, I'm not really down with it. That's not something that I'm very excited about representing. What's more surprising to me, really, is just that there's not more hockey players who didn't decide to say, yeah, I'm not really comfortable with this. Now, what did this player, Ivan Provorov, say? He said, I respect everybody, and I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. Fair enough. And if it were any other religion other than Christianity, this wouldn't be a story at all. Nobody would touch it. Why? Woke is why. Now, hats off to the coach, John Tortorella. He said, quote, he's being true to himself and his religion. It's one thing I respect about Provi. He's always true to himself. So right there, Tortorella, way less of a pussy than most people in sports. And what did he skip out of? It was the pregame skate that included players wearing Pride-themed jerseys that displayed their names and numbers in rainbow colors and holding hockey sticks wrapped in rainbow-colored tape before the Flyers' home game against the Anaheim Ducks. So he didn't want to wear this kind of cult uniform. Again, I find it so strange. They have to wear this uniform of this, what has become really a political ideology. Whose main focus right now seems to be radical gender theory, particularly directed at children. And, it has a uniform, and he refused to put it on. And I'm surprised by the statement from the NHL here. It says, hockey is for everyone is the umbrella initiative under which the league encourages clubs to celebrate the diversity that exists in their respective markets and to work to achieve more welcoming and inclusive environments for all fans. Clubs decide whom to celebrate, when and how, with league council and support. Players are free to decide which initiatives to support, and we continue to encourage their voices and perspectives on social and cultural issues. That is remarkably sane, coming from the NHL. Very happy to see it. And this represents actual tolerance, not the tolerance of worship this woke thing or else we're going to ruin your life. So I don't know, maybe the spell is starting to break. But of course, people are still going to virtue signal around it. On Wednesday night, NHL Network analyst E.J. Hradek, I never heard of him before, appeared on NHL Now and commented that Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Ivan Provorov should get on a plane and get involved in the war in Ukraine, all because he didn't wear a Pride Night jersey. And he does this because there is zero downside for him. There's absolutely no danger in this statement. This is absolutely the path of least resistance in the media. He's got nothing to lose by saying it and everything to gain. So essentially just go back to Russia. He got criticized by one of these groups called You Can Play, which is basically an organization that sports leagues have to give money to so that they don't call them bigots, basically, in my opinion. And they say of this Provorov boycott, well, is it really a boycott? He just said, nah, I'm not doing it. But they've said of this that wearing pride colors shows respect. For what, really, though? What? It's not an accomplishment. Like, just your sexuality isn't an accomplishment. You didn't do anything. Or what you have done is something that anybody with a functioning body can do. You don't have to respect anybody just because. I find this all just totally surreal. It really is like a cult. Here's an ESPN hockey writer, Greg Wisniewski. He says, of course, Ivan Provorov is more than happy to play pregame dress-up when it does align with his belief system. So he's showing here a military-themed jersey. And apparently it's somehow a gotcha or an own that he does things that align with his belief system. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably most people, isn't it? They align with things they believe in. At least honest people do that. And apparently a lot of people don't mind his stand on this because a lot of people went out and bought his jersey immediately after. It says it's nearly sold out online. So anyway, all in all, I'm actually quite surprised by the response. I'm surprised by the NHL's response. And as I say, maybe the spell is breaking. Maybe we're coming back to sanity again. And the cult is starting to lose its power. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.